Good evening. My name is Marc Davenport, the wealth strategist. I'm the CEO of RMI Capital, and welcome to Straight to the Top. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a great show tonight. We've got one of the hottest young serial entrepreneurs in Houston. My guest tonight is the one and only Darrell Norris. Darrell, welcome. Straight to the Top.
Pleasure to be here.
We're going to get into this. I'm not going to introduce you, right? I'm not. I don't have permission. Look at the camera, introduce yourself so we can get into this.
Good evening, Straight to the Top. My name is Darrell Norris. I am the owner and CEO of Fresh Tech Solutions. I'm the co-founder of Deck Launch and the vice president of technology of Hinata.
So that's 3 organizations I just heard you were connected to.
Oh, definitely. There's a couple more too.
So it took us a while to get here, right? Right. That's on me, not on you. But you're here.
We made it.
So before we get into this, I want to tell everybody a quick Darrell Norris story. I love this guy. And we did a session last year. And we sat down and Darrell said, I'm an app company. I build apps, remember? Yeah. So I said, Darrell, tell me, what do you know how to do? Darrell gave me a list this long. Right? It was longer than this. I said, Darrell, if you know how to do all these things, why are you calling yourself an app company? Remember?
Oh, definitely. I remember it. You're not an app company.
Darrell, I said, you're not an app company. You are a what? A technology company. And a lot of people, first of all, don't ask for help, right?
They don't.
A lot of people don't want to spend any money. They don't invest in themselves because they look at that money as an expense, not an investment, right? So what I want to do is, let's talk about the transition from being an app company to being a tech company. And there's some stuff you wanted to talk about tonight.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Let's go. It's your show tonight.
So, yeah, the transition was great. It was really what I needed. I wasn't thinking big enough. So
say that again?
I wasn't thinking big enough.
Okay.
That's the problem that I see with most of the entrepreneurs that I come in contact with. They're just not thinking big enough. And that was my problem.
How big?
Too big to fit on this little screen we got right here. but yeah, so transitioning from an app company to a tech company, it expanded my offerings. It made people take me more seriously. I just don't do apps, even though that was my main focus. So changing it to actually a tech company was very, very beneficial for me.
How difficult was it for you to basically rebrand yourself from an app guy to a tech guy? Yeah. Was it easy? Was it difficult? And remember, on Straight to the Top, we give best practices. Tomorrow morning, Darrell, when people go to work or boot up, turn on their lights and go into their office, I want them to say, last night, Darrell Norris said that I should try doing this. Marc Davenport. So this is about what can we give this audience to make them not better, but to make them great. We want everybody thinking big. Can we do that tonight?
Definitely.
Break it down, man. Let's go.
So yeah, so the transition from app to tech, it wasn't as hard as you would think, because they're in the same space. The hardest thing, honestly, for me, was saying that I'm an app company still. So
it's a habit.
It is.
It was a habit.
It is. So we're past that. Fresh Tech Solutions is definitely a tech firm that handles all your tech needs.
So what does Fresh Tech Solutions do?
So our main service is mobile apps.
Okay.
We do app development. We do website design. When it comes to app development, there's a couple of different avenues. We have the business apps, which that's kind of how we created the company, is to help small businesses get apps that think they can't afford them. While that was happening, we got a lot of idea apps, the next Uber of whatever it may be.
Idea apps, you call them?
Idea apps. Okay. So with the idea apps, these apps are custom built. They can range from $50,000 to $300,000. And a lot of people don't have that kind of money. So that
say the spread on those balances again.
$50,000 to $300,000.
You see what happens when you think big, right? When you think big,
definitely,
right?
Definitely. But the problem was that these people coming with us didn't have $300 to create the next big idea. That's actually where my other company came from, Deck Launch.
Okay.
So basically, Deck Launch is a company that creates pitch decks.
Day Edwards, I sent Day over to you.
Yes, definitely. Day's an awesome client. Church space is gonna take off, change the world. I can't wait to see it. But so Deck Launch, what we do is we create these pitch decks, which is basically like a digital business plan. We calculate all of your financial projections, your competition analysis, your go-to-market strategy. We put it in a nice, pretty document, and we hand it off to our group of investors.
Okay. So there were some talking points. The first one is, well, you know what? Let me do this. We could stay in sequence with your talking points. There's a lot of people in Houston. There's a lot of people around America that need money. You just touched on something. Right, you touched on presentation, right? You touched on creating a product and building a company to de-risk your clients to the marketplace.
Definitely.
But it's about de-risking the founder.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, irrespective of your idea, the investment ultimately will be made in you and your ability to execute that plan at a super high level. Because as an investor, I need to know, can you really do this, and am I going to make money with you? Exactly. So, do we want to get into website? Do you want to talk about sourcing capital? It's your show tonight. Your show tonight.
So let's start off. Let's keep the agenda going. We're going to start off by talking about, does your website
suck? Say it again. Does your website suck?
And if your new tagline. If your website sucks, you're in love.
If your website sucks, you're in love because of this guy.
So one of the main tell to know if your website sucks, open your website, stand 10 feet back, look at it, and tell me what you do.
It's to tell the story, your story.
10 feet back, home page, I should know instantly what that business does. So go to your website, take 10 feet back, and see if it sucks or not. That's the number one tell all. There's a lot of other things that go into, do you need a website revamp? Navigation is one. Do you have the Waze app? Do you use Waze by chance? Mm-hmm. So Waze is.
I don't do anything with a website. Somebody else does that for me. I'm not as smart as this guy.
So the Waze app is basically like Google Maps, but it's modern. You can see little things. But basically, I shouldn't have to download the Waze app to get through your website. Saying that, make it clear, make it easy to navigate, have your tabs clearly labeled.
Time out, clearly labeled. Break it down. What does that mean?
So, basic about us, home, services, contact us. Okay. The things that people go to your website to see.
Okay. What else? Keep going.
It's a lot. So, there's on the website side, if you haven't looked at your website in 2-3 years, it's probably time for a change.
How many years?
2-3 years.
You work with people who haven't refreshed their website in 2 to 3 years?
Man, I see it all the time. I see sites that look like they were developed in 1995 with straight HTML code. So it's a lot of bad sites out there.
Business is good, isn't it? Business is good, right? Right. A lot of cleaning up. Look. That's a smile you have on your face when you figured it out. You know what you're doing, and you're making money.
So that's the website side. So like I said, we do offer web development. We offer we pretty much do everything on WordPress. We don't really like to touch Wix or Squarespace because we're limited and we can't customize how we want to customize. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the website side. Let's move on to the mobile apps. That's my baby.
Look. $50,000 to $300,000.
Those are just the ideas.
You hear this? $50,000 to $1 billion. Look, Darrell, owe me $5.
So yes, they can get pricey on the custom apps.
They can get what?
Pricey. What? You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Okay, so like I said, when we started the business, the purpose was to make business apps. So if you have a business, your app's not going to cost $50,000. It will if you go somewhere else. But if you come to Fresh Tech, we can get those apps developed for under $5,000.
He's going to be kind to you. He's going to treat you fair.
I'm gonna treat you fair. One thing about Fresh Tech Solutions that a lot of people really love is that they can actually come to the office. They can come and see my face. How many developers do you know that you can go talk to?
They're offshore.
They're all
They're in India, they're in Russia,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But we pride ourselves on local development.
Okay.
So we can actually come and see us. We had a session today, whiteboarding session. Get on the whiteboard, draw every screen of the app, so you know exactly what you get. It's beautiful.
Custom detail.
Custom detail.
50,000.
So for the business apps though, and we have a lot of different types of businesses. We have churches, we have nonprofits.
The Black Business Focus Group.
We're working on that.
Greater Houston Black Chamber of Commerce.
Greater Houston Black Chamber of Commerce. So we can do a lot when it comes to apps. The GHBC app has the event calendar. They have a business directory. They send push notifications about different events. So I mean, it's very useful. And the thing about mobile apps, my favorite thing about mobile apps is push notifications, because
What is that? What is a push notification?
the push notifications is a thing that pops on your phone all day, every day. I have about 50 of them on my phone right now.
Okay.
So instead of sending out those emails that people don't really read, I know I'm guilty.
Email is old.
So text messages, I don't like doing business with text messages. Don't text me. So, but if I get a notification, it's guaranteed I'm gonna see it. It's guaranteed it's gonna pop on my phone. I have my phone on my hands 24/7. So everybody's gonna see that notification. And a lot of people don't realize how powerful that is. Another thing that a lot of people don't realize how powerful it is just having the actual app on your home screen. So for instance, Fresh Tech Solutions.
Okay.
The logo on my app is my logo. How many times have you looked at your phone today?
My logo's not on it.
So if you have people to download your app, it's another way of silent marketing, what I say. Somebody's looking at your logo all day throughout the day just because it's downloaded on your home screen.
So it's marketing.
It's marketing.
It's branding.
It's marketing, branding, sales.
So who doesn't need an app?
Can't ask me that question. Everybody needs an app.
Who doesn't need an app?
Everybody. If you're not on the Android or the Apple App Store.
How will an app for Joe Average business, micro business, annual revenue under $1 million, for Joe Average app, how is an app going to drive revenue? How is having a Fresh Tech app going to grow my ROI? I need something to justify the cost. Right?
So actually one of my first clients, it was a mobile detailing company.
Okay.
They come to your house or your job and wash your car. Before they had an app, they were basically taking phone calls, writing down appointments. If they was washing the car and somebody called, they couldn't answer the phone. So now with their app, it works two ways. Internally, they know exactly where their appointment's going to be because it goes automatically to their schedules.
Okay.
Externally for the customer, they don't have to worry about anything. All they have to do is go on the app, book, and they're there.
Okay.
So they also have a loyalty program, which is used on apps. You buy 5 car washes, you get 1 free. You have to give your clients some kind of value.
Okay.
Because it's too many apps out there for me to keep your app on my phone if it doesn't bring me value. So the main thing we do in determining what kind of functionality these apps are going to have is determining what kind of value we're going to get as customers. Because they have to have value. They're not gonna keep the app.
So you believe that everybody should have an app?
Yes.
And you believe that an app will allow a business, irrespective of size and scope, to run more efficiently?
Definitely.
And you're suggesting that having an app will make the customer engagement easier.
Way easier.
It'll make it easier for the customer to connect with you, to order with you, to schedule with you, to buy from you?
Yeah, so I always say websites are to get customers.
Okay.
And apps are to keep customers.
Repeat that.
Websites are to get customers. And apps are to keep customers.
So that's why you look so happy. Every time I see this guy, he's got a big giant Kool-Aid smile on your face.
Life is good, man. Life is good.
Well, you're working hard. You're grinding all the time.
Definitely.
Right? I mean, you're not just getting it. Right? You know what, ladies and gentlemen, if you see somebody that's successful, that's making money, their business is growing, pay attention to what they're doing behind the scenes. That's the stuff you don't see. They're working hard, they're grinding, they're pushing, they're shoving, right? They're getting that mentorship. They're paying somebody to teach them the game that they don't know. It doesn't happen overnight. How long have you been in the business?
3 years.
I met you at Prairie View.
Yeah.
Right.
Be great Prairie View.
I met you in Warren the same day.
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were. I didn't know who he was. And both of you guys have grown significantly since then, in two different ways. But you guys both work hard. You work hard. So let's pivot and let's talk about the other company.
So Deck Launch.
Okay.
Deck Launch started with my co-founder Doug Franklin, Dr. Doug Franklin.
Just got his PhD.
Just got his PhD.
3% of black men in America have a PhD.
Shout out to Doug Franklin. But yeah, so that's my co-founder for Deck Launch.
Okay.
And it's just so beautiful watching this idea come from somebody's head, and then them actually seeing everything come to life.
Okay.
Like there's a couple of apps. I signed a lot of non-disclosure agreements, so I can't just talk about them.
Don't give away the sauce. Don't give away the goodie.
But I had a client come in, and after our Deck Launch session, they were just amazed. Like, man, I've been sitting on this idea for 3 years, and I'm literally seeing it on this whiteboard, and that's what I do it for.
So if somebody comes to you, you do your session, you're not giving them a PowerPoint presentation, are you?
No. Okay, no.
What is you said digital? What format does it come
So
in?
it comes in a PDF form and a PowerPoint form.
How many pages?
It's usually between 10 and 12. So our pitch decks, they cost $3,000.
Okay.
That's all, includes all the research and access to our investor network.
So you're doing everything.
We're doing everything.
So what if somebody is presenting to a committee and they get asked questions about their financials, and somebody else, a third party, put the pro forma together?
Right.
Do you coach them up on that too?
Yeah.
Do you make sure that they own the numbers?
And it is definitely, and it depends on what kind of deal they're getting. So,
Okay.
So most of the time, how it works is our investors look at their decks privately,
Okay.
and
So not by committee, they're not pitching a committee.
No,
It's
no,
individual,
yeah.
they're pitching individual qualified investors.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we also prepare people for pitch competitions. There's a lot of pitch competition in the city. So we do.
Is it a good idea for people watching tonight to enter into pitch competitions?
Oh yeah, it's free money.
Say it again.
It's free money. Pitch competitions are free money.
You don't have to pay back?
No, it's free money.
So you get the check and it's for your business, you don't have to pay back?
Free money.
What does it cost to enter a pitch competition?
It's free.
It's what?
It's free.
So how come we don't see a lot of people doing this?
A lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people don't know what a pitch deck is.
A lot of people don't know what a pitch deck is.
A lot of people don't know what a pitch deck is.
You guys all know what a pitch deck is. Don't answer that. Okay, go ahead.
I was actually waiting on the answer. So like I said, Deck Launch is all about taking that dream and turning it into reality.
So, sourcing capital, right? So that $3,000, is that for the deck and the engagement,
Yeah.
the intro?
Yeah.
And
So it's not really intro. It's they look at our pitch decks quarterly. And
they cherry pick the ones that look the most interesting.
Exactly.
Not the best, but the most interesting.
To them, because it could be an industry that they're not familiar with.
Give me the spread in terms of capital, cap raise, low end, high end. What's the spread?
Low end is about 500,000. We
Okay.
asked for. We've had the highest we've asked for up to date is 2.5 million.
So the spread is $500,000 to 2.5. If they find something that's really, really interesting, will they stretch past the 2.5?
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's a 2.5 a series of rounds?
No.
Okay, 2.5 would be total capitalization in.
Yeah, so I mean, we can always go for the Series A.
Okay.
But,
So it's not, it could be an A, B, C, and D round.
yeah. So we're concentrating on the initial.
And for most of the investors that you're aligned with, is their preference equity, debt, or a convertible note that they can
It's usually
participate in on the back end?
It's usually equity.
See the smile on his face? See the smile on his face? Why is equity the preferred way for a qualified investor to participate in something they believe is interesting?
Because if they believe it's gonna work, then they believe it's gonna make money, and they're gonna be tied to that money forever.
What do you have to give up in exchange for equity participation in your company?
In whose company?
Anybody.
Okay.
So I'm a client.
Okay.
Somebody likes what I'm building. They're excited about it. They want equity participation in my company.
Right.
They want an equity stake in my company. So we sit down and we negotiate. On average, because you have different scenarios, different cases, on average, let the audience know what sort of equity stake or position the marketplace is going to look.
It's a hard one.
Okay.
It's a hard one because it's
Majority or minority position?
Oh, definitely minority. Definitely minority.
Do you coach your clients through that?
Yes.
Ready? I'm really going to say this. Do you protect them?
Yes. We do.
What have you learned about business from your businesses?
Oh man, so much. Like when I started, I literally didn't know anything about business. All I knew was coding. All I knew was coding. So when I first started, I had to find me a mentor, somebody who's been in the game. Actually, it was Brent Durden, who owns Trash and Bash. I chose him because he's one of my closest friends that's been in business for
A long time.
Yeah. So
He's got experience.
Clearly, if you've been in business for 8 years.
He's not one of those pop-up
Not one of
coaches.
those pop-up business owners.
Right.
So yeah, that was the first thing. So I had to pick his brain. The second thing I did was I went to the University of Houston.
Shore program?
No, not the Shore. The SBDC.
SBDC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got assigned a mentor there for free. And he kind of basically gave me a crash course on business. And
Okay.
I used that to kind of get started.
Let me stop you for a second. You've been around for how long?
3 years.
So Darrell Norris said, everybody knows Darrell Norris is a smart guy, right? So he knew a lot about coding, but he didn't know a lot about business. So what did Darrell Norris do? He went out and built a bridge, a relationship with a mentor, someone that has been around for 8 years. He wasn't settled. He didn't settle for that. That wasn't enough. So then he enrolled in one of the local programs to get some more knowledge, and the cost to that was?
No, it was just a basic business.
And that cost you how much?
Oh, it was free.
Okay. So what did you do after that?
Then I went to Prairie View and met this guy named Mark.
Never heard of him.
Mark and Antonio Smith. Met y'all the same day. Shout out to Antonio Smith, my other mentor. But yeah, once I connected with you guys, you know, the thought process just got bigger and bigger, and it's just.
Why do so many people out here think they can get what they need and be successful by reading a book? Why do so many people out here think that they can do it by themselves? Why aren't more people following the model that you built? I mean, you know everybody in the city. Why aren't more people doing what you do?
It's a great question. I'm trying to be a resource for those people as well. You know, I want to be, you know, I want to take somebody under my wing like you kind of took me under yours. So I mean, the research is out there. We just need to stop trying to do everything by ourselves. And it's crazy because my newest venture in Aetna, we actually have a team. We actually put all of these companies together. So Fresh Tech is actually the tech department for Aetna. That launches operations for Aetna. So this is a team that I trust, and
That you what?
That I trust, and we've been together for 2 months now, and we've gotten so much done because I have a team.
Everybody stays in their lane and does what they do, and you don't have overlapping. My attorney is a business strategist. She has an international review right? And so we have an international consulting company that a lot of people don't know about. And the reason why we don't know about it is because we're an international consulting company. And it's 4 principals in the company. And each one handles their own piece, right? So I'm the finance guy, right? The principal is an attorney and a business strategist, right? We put together a team of really smart people. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, and this might be the most important relationship takeaway that you get tonight. Build a relationship first, and the business will come later. Build a relationship with your mentor. Enroll in one of the programs around the city if you don't have any money. Build relationships with these people. Get plugged in. Get connected, right? And Darrell just said, they just put together another company with people that he knows and that he trusts and that he feels comfortable with. So he doesn't have to watch his back, right? All they have to do is come to work every day and figure out how much money they're going to make. Am I right?
Exactly how it works.
And that takes the stress out of business.
Man, it's so much less stressful now.
In the 3, because we all have a story. Right? We all had somebody that tried to get us.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody that tried to hurt us, right? Somebody that tried to take us out. What's the most important lesson you've learned as a young entrepreneur over the last 3 years? Tell the audience.
The first lesson is start. Because it's so many entrepreneurs out there sitting on that idea, sitting on that business. But if you don't start, and I'm tired of hearing people planning, I'm planning.
Not ready yet.
You're gonna be planning for life, man. So just start. Take the lead. Okay. Is there anything that happened that forced you to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself if you could really do this? Have you had a moment where you looked in the mirror and you manned up and you said, am I really good enough? Can I really do this? Oh yeah, that happened on the first years when the checks wasn't coming like they were coming in corporate America. So yeah, that was all kind of financial for me.
You're married, right?
No.
Okay. Let's do this. Support. Talk about support. How important is support? How important is somebody out there encouraging you and having your back?
That might be my secret sauce. My support system is crazy. My mom's shared this link 20 times.
Okay.
All my friends are pushing for me. Some of them working with us now. So I mean, it's not too many people wanting us to lose right now, and that's rare for me.
I follow this guy, and you should too. And the reason why I follow him because he's figuring it out, and I follow him because he's successful. He's already successful. He's more successful than he believes he is, and he's a role model. And I follow him because Darrell Norris knows I'm only a phone call, an email, or text message away. I'm available to him because I want him to win. And when you surround yourself with people who want you to win, this game gets a little bit easier. Running out of time, anything for people who want to talk to you, connect with you, work with you, because you got all these different companies going on. Nice and slow, look in the camera and give out your social handles and your contact information.
On Facebook is Darrell Norris.
How do you spell Darrell?
D-E-R-R-E-L-L. Last name is Norris, N-O-R-I-S. I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. The business page, Fresh Tech Solutions. It's Fresh Tech Solutions, and Solutions has a Z on the end instead of an S.
Okay.
So you can search for Fresh Tech Solutions on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. Same thing with Deck Launch, same thing with Hinedna.
Spell Hinedna.
Hinedna is spelled H-E-N-E-D-N-A.
If somebody's out there thinking about working with you, and they want to call you and schedule a meeting, we know not everybody always comes to a meeting prepared. I know you're going to be prepared.
Okay.
If somebody wants to get some FaceTime with you, look in the camera and tell the audience what should they have ready to bring with them to your meeting.
Bring your idea if you have any research that you've done about your idea. If you know what kind of functionality your app, your website needs. Those are the kind of things that we need. As far as websites, content. We need content.
Give me an example.
If you're having a website and you need pictures, and we don't have pictures, so if you want your website to reflect you and your real business, we recommend pictures.
Darrell is telling you guys to be prepared. He's just being very gracious about it. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts, man. Just be great. Keep God first. Thrive. And get an app.
You're good. This is good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue to bring you great people like Darrell Norris who are winning, who are successful, and are doing good things. Be intentional. Be excellent. Don't be afraid. Surround yourself with good people, with great people. Be humble. Learn. You don't know everything. And the minute you believe you know everything, you are in trouble. Strive to be the absolute very best that you can be. And in 3 years or less, like Darrell Norris, your life will change. And you too will go straight to the top. God bless. Good night. We have another great show. You're good. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to be like you when I grow up.
Trying to be like you, man.